Alright, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Non-Classic. This is episode number 3301, double number 3195. Got a trade from Peter David, and, well, it's an Aquaman trade from Peter David. The other is basically Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 19. From Aquaman, we have Aquaman, the Atlantean Chronicles, a 7-issue miniseries that pretty much explores the history of Atlantis over the years. It's a really cool miniseries. It lasts 7 issues. It, of course, has early appearances by... It's sort of, in a way, the post-crisis origin story for Aquaman. That's pretty much the whole purpose of this thing. Because, of course, they retcon that his father is not Thomas Carey in this one. It's actually somebody else. We have Esteban Macaro, who does the artwork here. This book is roughly 7 issues. The only way it's sort of a deluxe edition is because basically they added more sketches to it from the original story. But this was really, really good. I do recommend checking this out if you're a fan of Aquaman. Well, even though a lot of this has been ignored by the New 52 era, but still really good. Peter did an amazing job with this. Give it a 9 out of 10. Next up we have is Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 19. This comes right after, I think it was Ultimate Knights. It was Ultimate Knights or Clone Saga was the previous one. Let me take a look at that one. Pretty much this book here is the first story arc without Mark Bagley in the arc. Here it's Stu Imden, who's still a fantastic artist. There you are. This Death of the Goblin, okay, it does come after Ultimate Knights. And this one here does not have any debuts per se, but we do have a death here with this one. Basically, Kitty Pryde officially joining Midtown High as a student. And is there any debuts here? Not really, no. It's basically Norman Osborn coming back in the picture. Has been gone for quite a while. He's been gone since Ultimate 6. And most of you have Kitty and Peter just working together. In case you're curious, though, is the relationship here? Well, not really. Yeah, and then, of course, basically where they have this happen. What is this, you might ask? Well, this is basically Mary Jane becoming Demo Goblin. Yep. So, because Kitty was late, so they do the baby thing, because of course they do, and they're asking where is Nick Fury. A lot of this book because you have Carol Danvers in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, there is sort of an explanation of why Nick Fury is not here. He's actually not on that Earth. Nope. He went to Squadron Supreme Earth panel. Yeah, this is the story arc for this series set just after the events of Ultimate Power. So, that's the reason why he's not here. Despite the fact people frequently ask, like, where is Nick Fury? He's simply not here. Yeah, so there's that. And plus, Ultimate Power itself was one of the many steps for Ultimatum. So there's an explosion happened at the Transkelion, which is where Norman Osborn is. People thought he was dead, but no, he was actually alive. Well, so Norman breaks out, along with Omega Red, Kraven the Hunter, Dr. Octopus. Yeah, all the villains break out, and the Ultimates deal with some of them per se, but not Norman. So this is a massive thing. By the way, this book collected issues 112 to 117 of the series. And Harry, of course, is trying to distance himself from his father. He actually admits publicly later on that he actually killed his mother. His mother basically was sort of a lie, but nope, it's actually true. Yeah, so basically Aunt May is sent away, and of course Harry has to deal with Electro first, because of course he does. And of course then he's taken into custody by S.H.I.E.L.D. For apparently no reason. Yeah. They arrest him on no charge. He wonders what the heck is going on with Nick Fury. He's not here. So, yeah, and of course Kitty Pryde breaks him out, but turns out this was actually just him being brought there as bait for Norman. Yep. That is pretty much the purpose of this. It's basically having brought there as bait for Norman. And, yeah. And of course they have to work with S.H.I.E.L.D. in order to deal with the return of Norman Osborn. And then Harry publicly disowns him, but while saying he disowns him, and eventually, of course, he's defeated once again. Well, actually, during the course of the storyline, Harry Osborn dies, and presumably Norman is killed off here. But this has sadly put the end of Norman in the Ultimate Universe for a little while. Yeah. Yeah, this is presumably his death here. My guess is the reason why that they actually had this happen with Norman here. It's because he probably felt as though that the storyline ran through. Yeah, he was later brought back he was actually revealed to be alive when the book entered his renumbering phase. And this was only like, his third story he appeared in? Yeah. Yeah, but we don't have, there's basically in case you're curious though, when it comes to this series, there's not a lot left to go when it comes to trade paperbacks. So, what's left? Well, there's Deadpool, obviously. There is Amazing Friends. This one basically is Amazing Friends, War of the Symbiotes, Ultimate Requiem. It's basically for this book, for this series, because it's relaunched as Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. There is roughly 5 trades left. Yep, 5 more. Oh, in case you're curious, with the last Ultimate Collection I reviewed, that pretty much in a way was a combination of 2 trades: Hobgoblin and Warriors. That was that storyline there, and this is already Silver Sable. So yeah, not much left to go. So like I said, here's what's left: Deadpool, Amazing Friends, War of the Symbiotes, and Ultimatum, and Requiem. 5 more left. And then we're done with the original run for Ultimate Spider-Man before it goes with its very first of several relaunches. Oh my gosh, there is so many relaunches with this damn title. Oh yeah. If you're curious, how many relaunches does title go through? It is shocking. So, excuse me. First time was in 2009, and then that run lasted for about 2 years, and then relaunched again in 2011, and then it was relaunched after Cataclysm. That was the 3rd time it was relaunched. It relaunched again after Secret Wars, and then it was relaunched again as Miles Morales Spider-Man. This book has been relaunched 6 times over the course of 25 years. 6 times. The last time was actually 2 years ago. Do I think we're going to get another one soon? I don't know. The previous one lasted for almost 4 years. So, give it you will. Okay, so that is pretty much it particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up, Reborn as a Vending Machine. Okay, next video. Bye.